You don't have to be scared. Let me say that again. You don't have to be scared. For anyone out there who feels overwhelmed by anxiety or mental illness, let me say this to you. You're not obligated to feel scared of your mental illness. One day I was traveling, going from my house to a different city because I was afraid that my thoughts and my greatest fears could one day become so overwhelming that I couldn't face them alone. So I went to the one city that I knew most. It was from my childhood. And to be honest, I had no idea what I was going to do. I wanted to be homeless. And it was a scary thought, but I thought that living in my house meant I had to face the same battles every single day, and that I would be met with my family who I had projected my insecurities on. And not to get too far from the point, but it felt like fear was an obligation. Now, traveling back home after, a long day, I learned from my experience that you can't let fear rule you. And yeah, just in the cab, this guy was driving and he just wouldn't stop yapping on his phone, talking to somebody, and that wasn't bothering me, but what was bothering me was that I had to come home and face my greatest fear, and it was just pure existence was what I feared. And suddenly I heard a voice that said, "You don't have to be scared." And it really touched me because you don't have to worry. That feeling that something might come get you, or the impending doom that you face every day, it's not real. That stuff, you gotta learn to say, "I'm not ruled by fear," and put that vanity behind you, because that's what it is, vanity. Feeling worthless. You have worth, so don't quit. You have to imagine and create a world that is protected and nurtured just by you existing, like a happy place. Your happy place can be anything and anywhere you want it to be. Now, my happy place, I listen to lo-fi music, and it really lets me be in a sort of idealistic world, like a utopia. And what this music does is it has no lyrics. So you're free to imagine any sort of peaceful lyrics, or sometimes I'll freestyle to it when I'm feeling bored and I want some amusement. But really just daydream and try to find a place that is out in nature where you can be with the birds singing and see the rabbits, to find some symbolic meaning to life. And really it's all about God. God is love. He wants the best for you, and the devil will try to kill, steal, and destroy. Asking for God's presence can steer you away from the enemy. If you find yourself saying, "But I can't feel God even when I ask," then try using an affirmation such as, "I'm feeling peaceful," or "I'm surrounded by people who love me." Stuff like that. And if you're Christian, Psalm 16:11 says, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." What a powerful scripture that is. You find a lot of good things in Psalms, but Yeah, there was a long period of my life where uh I didn't know where my thoughts are coming from. I felt when I first got diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, it seemed very unusual, or something didn't feel right to me, that I wasn't going to be the same person who I used to be. Um, and, people told me to believe in God, and even throughout my whole life, God was trying to present himself to me and make it known, but I didn't want to be close to God or even think about him, because I was too corrupt. I wanted to feel like I was down because I was just insecure, and I wanted more feelings of pleasure than I knew. I wanted joy. Um, but it took a lot of struggle. It took lots of willpower and discernment. Um, it takes a lot of wisdom to really know what your intuition is trying to tell you, from your gut feelings, and yeah, just listening to God's discernment and trying to understand yourself and how you relate to other people in your life, because that's what it's all about. It's the people in your life, whether good or bad, they're all just trying to teach you how to feel more secure in yourself. I know there are a lot of people out there who love me and they want the best for me, even though I'm in a certain phase through my life right now where I feel like that's holding me a little bit back, but there's always a lesson involved when it comes to loving people. So I just want to leave a message here and say that mental illness is a battle, and doctors still aren't sure why some people have it worse than others. Our job isn't to tell them we may have it worse, but to make them believe we're stronger because of it. Thank you for listening.